My son's daycare called saying he vanished, so I rushed in and heard him laughing in the ceiling. My phone kept buzzing during a work presentation, and when I saw Little Star Daycare on the screen, my stomach dropped. They never called unless it was serious. I stepped into the hallway and answered. A shaky voice said, "Mr. Chen, you need to come right now. Tyler is missing." My 3-year-old. I said, "Missing?" She blurted, "He was at snack about 20 minutes ago. Then we lined up for outside time and he wasn't there. We're searching." I hung up, grabbed my keys, and ran out of the building. When I pulled into the daycare lot, staff were sprinting around the fenced playground. Inside was chaos. Kids were being herded into one room, teachers were calling names, and the director was on the phone with trembling hands. Miss Jennifer, Tyler's teacher, looked like she might throw up. "We checked every room," she said. "Bathrooms, closets, the office, even the pantry." I cut her off. "Last time you saw him." "Exact time," she swallowed. "Snack ended at 2:15. He ate his crackers and apple slices, then said he had to use the bathroom. I pointed him to the family bathroom across the hall. At 2:35 we did head count. Tyler didn't come. I rushed to the family bathroom and yanked the door open. Empty. Just a sink, a toilet, a step stool, and a vent in the ceiling. The front doors were locked with key cards. The playground gate was locked too. There was nowhere a 3-year-old should be able to vanish. I pulled out my phone. "Have you called the police?" The director said, "We're calling right now." Another teacher ran up and whispered, "The other kids keep asking where Tyler is." Time was moving, and my kid was still missing. I searched again, opening cabinets, checking behind the toilet, even feeling around the trash can. Nothing. Then we heard a giggle. Not in the hallway, not in a classroom. It sounded like it was above us. Everyone froze. Miss Jennifer whispered, "Is that coming from the ceiling?" We went silent, and there it was again, clear and echoing. Tyler's voice. "This is so cool!" My legs went weak. At least he was alive. I shouted, "Tyler! Buddy, where are you?" He answered like it was the best game ever. "I'm in a secret tunnel, Daddy!" The director covered her mouth. "There are no tunnels," she said, like she couldn't accept it. The maintenance guy, Carl, came running with a ladder. He listened to the ceiling tiles, moving fast. "He's near the bathroom ducts," he said. I stared up. "How did he get up there?" Carl climbed, popped a tile, and shined his light into the space above. Dust drifted down onto his shoulders. He checked the bathroom vent and cursed. The cover was hanging loose over the toilet, held by one screw. The opening was big enough for a small kid. Carl said, "He must have climbed on the toilet, pushed it open, and squeezed in." Miss Jennifer started crying. I yelled, "Tyler, stop moving. Come back to the bathroom right now." Tyler laughed. "But I didn't finish exploring." We heard scraping as he crawled away. Carl called up, "Tyler, follow my voice." Tyler yelled back, "I can see the kitchen." And someone in the kitchen screamed. My mind went to sharp metal, dark corners, and him getting stuck where nobody could reach him. The director said, "Fire department is coming," and I just nodded. "I'm at a turn." Then, "It's dusty." Then, "I found a big room." Each new line meant he was farther away. I kept saying, "Freeze, buddy, please freeze." And he kept saying, "Okay," right before he moved again. When the firefighters finally rushed in, their boots hit the floor like a drum. Captain Rodriguez listened, then said, "Moving child in ductwork. We're cutting an access hole." Carl started to protest about the ceiling, and the captain cut him off. "We care about the kid, not the drywall." They marked the spot, shut off power to part of the building, and started cutting. The saw was loud and awful. I shouted, "Tyler, don't crawl! Stop where you are!" For once, his voice changed. "Okay," he said, smaller now. "I'm a little scared." I forced my voice calm. "I'm right here. You're safe. They're getting you." The captain called, "Tyler, tap the duct!" We heard tiny tapping, then a sniffle. They widened the hole and reached in. Seconds felt endless. Then Tyler's face appeared, smudged gray, hair full of lint, eyes wide. A firefighter lifted him out and set him into my arms. He was dusty from head to toe, but he was breathing and warm. Tyler blinked at the helmets and lights and grinned. "Daddy, that was awesome!" The director walked up holding a paper with shaking hands and whispered, "The repair estimate is $3,200. Tyler looked at the jagged hole in the ceiling, then back at me and asked, "Can we do it again tomorrow?" I looked at the loose vent cover, at the staff still trembling, and at my son's dirty face. I said, "No, we're leaving." I picked him up, told the director, "I'm withdrawing him today," and walked straight to his cubby without letting him out of my sight. Now they're saying I overreacted switching daycares. Was I wrong?